Well, I have no idea what the problem with that was, but it seems to be working now. Okay, cancel the BGM. We got that now. Alright, what am I doing? Everything's working now. Woot woot. Let's fucking go. Somehow got away with that one without having to reboot my non-main PC. Alright, now let's rearrange my desktop because everything is everywhere. You go there. Where's the space? Where's the lo-fi coming from? Oh, it's coming from... Oh, it's coming from there. Yeah, that means you need to go to that desktop too. I like that. Like that. Let's make you not HD because I don't need you to waste the bandwidth, please. No one can see the thing, they can just hear it. Alrighty. Awesome. There we go. And this one needs to be HD. There we go. Okay. Let me double check my YouTube studio thing. Give me a sec. I'm just sorting out this. Yeah, go live. That's the button. Load up me stream. No, it's not fucking made for fucking kids. Just to swear, just to be excessive. No. Alright, there we go. We have good sound. Everything's working properly. Let's hope it stays that way. By the way, you like my new, thing? Oh, okay. Got it. Seem to have gotten it somewhat sorted so that it stays where it's meant to be. This is awesome, though. It's so much nicer. Road. And it's not connected to the front side of my desk, which is actually so much better. I wish I could do the same thing with this little boy here. Although, actually, this is kind of good here. Anyway, so what was I thinking? I had a great train of thought before. It's fucking gone after that nightmare. So yeah. All right. So I was thinking Ekrixi. I was also thinking the road one is so much more sturdy. I have my old one here. I don't know if I can show you this. Actually, I think I can show you. But the road one is made of like thick steel. This shit's my old one. Hold on. If I go to the C920 so you can see that. This is the old one here. So you can see it's got that. But it's entirely held together with shitty ass screws. As a result, I have had to replace a couple of them. Uh-oh. That's the only problem with it. It likes to spring back because it's heavily spring loaded and it depends on the weight of the mic. There's a little adjustment right there that allows me to adjust it to try and make it take less weight because this mic weighs next to nothing. But the biggest problem with it was this bit here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's cracked. And that's because this thing could not take the weight of my mic. And so it was slowly bending forward and I would have to bend it back. As a result, there's creases and shit all around that, and it's completely fucked. But yeah. The other thing I've had to do is I've had to replace this screw because I lost the screw. Not great for adjustment because this thing sucks. Like, it couldn't take the weight either. This is clearly meant for it's clearly not meant for microphones. It's clearly meant for, like, basic lighting and, like cameras and shit like that. It's the same, I believe it's the same thing as the one I've got this camera on, that I'm holding. But this camera weighs even less. And it's actually got all the adjustment because there's actually, I think here there was meant to be a plastic captive nut. Unfortunately, the plastic nut broke off. Yeah. And same thing for here, but this one's still there. It's meant to be like that. That adjustment there. You can adjust it. Now move a lot freer and whatever else. I don't know. But yeah. So this thing's a pile of crap in comparison. And it looks terrible. It just looks generally worse. But the Rode one, so much more sturdy. And once you get it calibrated to your microphone, it's brilliant. Like, if I want to put this thing away, all I have to do is this. Watch. Probably shouldn't use that level of aggression, but, like, seriously, that's the kind of shit you have to do. It's just... Oh, it's above me. You can't even hear it. I have to yell. I have to yell in order to think, and I don't even know if it's working because I'm pretty sure my noise gate's that fucking good. But yeah, so it'll stay where it is. You adjust it, and it actually stays. It doesn't start drooping over time, which was another big problem the other one had because you just couldn't get it tight enough. Like, getting this thing tight enough was shockingly shit. But yeah, apart from that, like, it's brilliant. I mean, the cable actually goes through like this. Like, you can see it here. There's the cable. It comes through down. So you actually pull that out and you can dip the cable straight through. There's enough room to run it through there, which means it routes a lot nicer. It also routes, you can't see this here, but there's also cable routing all the way through it. And if I could fit it through the hole in the other end, I would, but I can't. My cable is really thick. And also it's got ends on it, and I don't want to have to desolder the ends just to put it through, but yeah. Apart from that, it's pretty excellent. It's great. But yeah, that's my new hardware. I was getting sick of the old one. I looked at the old one, realized it was falling to pieces, and went, time for a new one. Let's find a good one. Paid $120 for this thing, and it's great. There's another one that's the Rode PSA 1 Plus that supposedly looks even better because it actually includes like a cable wrap that goes along the entire thing, right? And makes this look completely solid. But I'm like, I don't need that. It's $30 unnecessary because this is just as good and it looks decent. Yeah, it doesn't look as nice, but really the other one's just powder coated black with it instead of having silver bits, and has a nice cover on it. I don't actually know if there's that much difference in the adjustment or anything like that. But yeah, so I just got the regular PSA 1. Yeah, it's nice. Otherwise, that's an interesting talk right there. Now, I also have a rather large amount of things. Oh, actually, here's something funny. I bought more resistors for no reason at all. I didn't need them. But these ones have a lot more values. There's like 3K, 9, 10K for some reason. There's 75 ohm. There's like all sorts of values here. They're a bit fucked. I think some of them got crushed in shipping. It's fine. It's only a small subset of them. Probably doesn't help that they're in a fucking Ziploc bag. That's pretty poor shipping quality right there. But hey, they're like decent resistors. So if they survived, I can still use them. And most of them did. So there's that. Yeah. I've forgotten exactly how far I meant to go. Alright, let's go to Ekrixi. Let's talk a bit of Ekrixi before we get started. So, let's run this on here. Awesome stream mode's already enabled. That helps. General law discussion. I'm thinking... Alright, so this all started with me watching a bunch of pirate software videos. I know, it's really funny, hey? I mean, I'm sure you see me upload a bunch of them to the fucking other memes of media channel. But I'm sitting there looking at all this lore and going, how can I do something with this, essentially? I started thinking just like, it all feels like such a waste if I don't actually use this stuff. And also, I need to keep... The hard thing about managing this sort of thing is keeping people interested. Like, it's pretty obvious that, like, shit slows down and then speeds up whenever someone comes up with a single piece of lore, like once a month or something like that. But I need something to keep people continuously interested in it if we want to keep developing it. And I think that's the case. Now, originally, when I first started this, I think, oh, it'd be cool if we could make some sort of RPG or something like that. But That's a massive undertaking compared to something smaller. Because I was thinking full-on 3D, like, Genshin type, or like, maybe not Genshin type, but like, you know, choose your race, choose your character, you know, multiplayer possibilities and all sorts of shit. And I'm realizing something, that I'm thinking way too big for a first shot. Like, it's just overwhelming to think of just right now. So I'm thinking some small stuff. You know, a dungeon crawler based in the world of Ekrixi. Or like this idea for the firefighter. I'm like, hey, look, we've got this firefighter thing that I've written about. Like, we could make a fun little like Ekrixian firefighting simulator where you use magic and literally gobbling up flames to like, you know, fight fires and, you know, rescue people and all sorts of shit like that. And you work your way up the ranks of firefighting because, you know, it's literally the industry of the fire eaters. You know, it's basically how they live their lives. Every single one of them does it. So, you know, they're born to do it because, you know, that's their food source. So that's what I was thinking. And I'm not 100% sure exactly how I'd go about doing it. Like I said, I'd want a map of either part or the entire, or either some of or most of the entire city to do it, though. A top-down map, like, it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be completely detailed. Like, we could take some liberties with it, I guess, but like, basically top-down map, because you're looking top-down, you know, you can use the rivers as ways of getting to your destinations quickly, because there's a creek that splits a moat. I call it a moat, but I feel like my brain thinks of it more as a Y, where the castle is here, like there, and then the rest of the town is here and here. Yeah, the river goes that way back through the main entrance, and, you know, surrounded by mountains and stuff like that. And there's trails going up the mountains, and maybe a couple of other catchment creeks going down into that main thing. Basically, yeah, that's my thought. Don't actually know what the main ideas of it are, but yeah, that's my thought. So that being said, and I'm trying to figure out what I need. But you know, there's other options, like, you know, yeah, you got a top-down game where you're going through the map as a fire eater, just putting out fires and shit like that. And, you know, maybe there's a small basic leveling system, just to get my kick off the ground, get things started and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know, maybe that'll grow into something bigger than what it was. Basically, I want a way to work. I nearly lost my fucking mic again. This is gonna be a fun thing. I'm gonna leave it like slightly out of whack, just so that it does that randomly, and I'm like, ah. It does stay where it is if you don't knock it too much, but if you just give it a sharp whack, it does fling up. But yeah. Oh, there's the screen in there and that. I don't think I need those just yet. Aside from that, tools. Aside from that, I'm thinking, you know, if anyone wants to come up with ideas for little games, just little ones, like small ones, they're welcome to suggest stuff in the general lore discussion channel. I don't think this is something for the lore forum, because it's sort of like side projects that we do with the lore we've already got. And, you know, if we need bits of extra lore, we just think a roguelike could be interesting as well. That would be pretty cool. Similar, it gives me Realm of the Mad God vibes. Although I'm trying to figure out what exactly we'd be fighting. because I don't know. It just seems like this chaotic city that is chaos, but not in the way of gangsters and insanity, but more like everyone's crazy, and you know, gangsters are kind of too scared to go in the city because they know everyone's crazy. But yeah, no, monsters and stuff like that. Like, so maybe your home base is Ekrixi or something like that. Actually, that could be an idea. Maybe your home base is Ekrixi, so you make the initial hub world similar to like how Realm of the Mad God has the starting zone, but maybe your hub world is Ekrixi, and you leave Ekrixi and try and travel further and further out in the surrounding forest land and all that sort of stuff to fight off monsters and stuff like that. Or maybe you go up into the caves, like different levels in different exits to the city, because you know we've got all those caves, the ancient dwarven caves and all that sort of stuff as well. And then you know, the major mountains are named and all that sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure from memory that's what was there. But yeah, that's some kind of cool stuff. But yeah, if you want to suggest stuff like that, I'm all ears. Keep in mind though that I won't be making every project a reality, and like I said, I want to start relatively small. The other thing is you know, when listening to the Pirate Software stuff, he said when you're making a game, don't start with the assets. Start with a box and you make it do things. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm starting small and working my way up. That's the way I think we want to go with this. Obviously, you know, the main character is the main character, and in the end, it'll have ideas, and you know, maybe if you do the roguelike, you could choose your race or something out of the races we currently have existing, and then like, I'm imagining like pixel art style game, because that's probably the easiest to implement. But you never know, maybe we could go full like story mode type thing, like with animated GIFs or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, like all that sort of stuff. Or maybe you could go 3D. I don't know. Maybe you could go Minecraft style and write all the 3D in code. I don't know. It seems like a bad idea. I mean, that would give me an excuse to learn Blender. Of course, Pokey here could probably assist with that, although I'm fairly sure he's got his own stuff he's worrying about anyway, and I don't really want to add too much to his workload, because I know he's developing stuff, he's taking courses and shit like that right now, so yeah. But yeah, I just want to generally work stuff out. So that's why I was thinking the Firefighter Simulator, because, you know, there's not a big, like, sector of things. Like, the other races would be more depicted in the like, townsfolk that you're helping. And you're working as our beautiful fish people in the river eating fire. Which is, you know, kind of cool. Kind of interesting. And yeah, maybe there's a lake in the middle of the creek. I don't know. I haven't thought of things like that. That's what I'm thinking. Like a lake where all the fire eaters have their basic home and stuff like that. You know, they don't just live along the river. They live in a lake central, I guess. Or maybe that's where the moat is. The moat is actually just a lake with a rock in the middle of it that someone decided to build a castle on. That could be a thought. Like, it's that sort of stuff. It'll help us flesh out our world. And stuff like that. Help us push forward and flesh out our world just that little bit more. And it will, I guarantee you, something like this would inspire people to think more about certain things. Because what we need to do is we need to work out how to integrate and how to come up with more ideas. And I think working on something to do with Ekrixi is the correct way to go. Yeah. Yeah, catch items in basket. You know, like those. My mum used to play this a lot. Go like find the object kind of games, even. You know, or like catch items in basket to help the villager. You know, all that sort of stuff. Oh shit, my mic just came out of the shock mount. Whoops. There we go. Fixed. But yeah. Anyway, we should probably get on with this. It's been half an hour and I've been discussing this for some time now. Alright. Now, what were we doing? And can I get this volume a little bit lower for the music? Because that's quite loud. Oh, not too... I think we'll go there.
Copy now of A15, and I'll connect that around to
the up a bit.
Chip enable signal over here on the EEPROM. So now if the microprocessor is reading from the upper half of its address space, this A15 line will be high, and then we invert it over here. So
I'm pretty sure I remember what was going on here.
And so I'm going to use Python to create an EEPROM image file, but that on the EEPROM, remember that you can see the data that the EEPROM is outputting. FC and FFFD value out of the EEPROM, and then the lower part of the can output anything. And that means we could have other things at these addresses like RAM or input and output EEPROM.
Here we are.
And I'll start with D7 on the microprocessor and hook that to D7 on the EEPROM.
Yeah, so we need to hook the data lines, the D1 to D7, stuff like that. Yeah, so you got that. We've done all that. We got to do these. And although it doesn't show it, I'm fairly sure what we actually need is these PDFs here. I believe it was. Oh yeah, classic PDFs. But yeah, so I'm still thinking if you want to keep talking with thing, but yeah, I think keeping stuff simple and easy is a great way to go. There's actually a semi-reason why I don't do this too often is it's easy, but it can be frustrating sometimes. And I'm completely exhausted. I'm going to try and be a bit more consistent with my streaming in general. Like, I would want to set away maybe a Thursday for game development or something like that if I'm going to do this. But I think the first things first, we need to consolidate our stuff to make it a little more accessible and a little easier to work on. That's what I'm thinking with World Anvil. So World Anvil is, in my mind, completely necessary. Yeah. Okay, so DO to thing. So the 6502 is... Oh, no, I want this. Is here. Oh, we're going... I wonder if I've got enough of this blue line to do this here. I should have enough. Kind of wish I had that. I wonder if I can fix that. Okay, let me just... Oh, this is going to be fun. Alright, if I put this here and turn that a bit, that might help me be able to see while also working on this. Okay. I can...
Correct your posture.
How am I supposed to do that, bro? I can hydrate though.
Hydrate!
I'm trying to see. I have to bend over this thing to see it properly. My posture is pretty correct anyway. I actually don't know what I did with my water bottle. I gotta go find it. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, wait, no, there it is. Found it. Found it! Hey, Gorilla. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking with Ekrixi. I'm thinking World Anvil to start with. And, well, so I'll look that up. I've been thinking about that for a while, and I think that's the right move. Hopefully. I could be wrong. Yeah, so I do want to get this. I turn that around. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push everything this way. Just a bit. See if I can't. get that in there like that. There we go. All right, that's better. Can I do the other side? God, these are long. Yes. Okay. We've moved that successfully, so we got a little bit extra room. Brilliant. Excellent. I hope everything's still connected, because I can't actually see whether everything is. Either way, it's in, so who cares? Brilliant. All right. Actually, before I use those, should I use these ones instead? If I can. All of these blue ones are already here. I might as well try and use some of these first. Except maybe not. I don't know. So from what I see, we're looking at this from this angle, right? I have IO7 on pin 9. Wait, what the fuck? This is the A28, C28, C256, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Why does that look wrong? Top view. So A14's up the top there. No, that's 1. A14 is up the top there, though. Yeah, you're right. That's correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, A14's down here, which is plugged in, so that makes sense. So AO would be pin 10. IO0 is 11. So it's there. It's that 4th pin there. So I'm pretty sure it's 0 to 0. Could be wrong.
Connecting address lines 0 through 14 and the data lines, the 8 data lines. So let's do that. I'll hook up the other 15 address lines from the processor to the EEPROM and A14 on the processor connecting to A14 on the EEPROM. And if you're doing this project yourself, maybe you bought the kits from me with all the parts, definitely check out the data sheets to make sure you're connecting the right address lines to the right address lines. But once we've got the address lines hooked up, then we want to do the same thing with the data lines. But first, let me get these resistors out of here, since we're no longer hard coding that no-op instruction. So then I'll hook up the 8 data lines from the microprocessor to the EEPROM. And I'll start with D7 on the microprocessor and hook that to D7 on the EEPROM and work my way back to D0.
Starting from D7, so he's starting from... The fuck? So that's AO7 on pin 19, right after the chip enable. Where's the chip enable? Why do I feel like this is wrong? Why do I feel like this data sheet's shit? I've been doing it all wrong for some time. I don't know. No, that should be correct. That should be correct. So we're seeing IO7. I'm pretty sure that's D1. I mean D7. Sorry. So D7 would be. Hold on. So that's 15. Oh, hold on. So if I go, no, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. So it's, yeah, it's this one here. All the way to D7 on the other one, which is in 26, right after A15. So it should be legitimately right there. So if I just do that, cut this with my little snips. Yep. Yeah, that was terrible. That's alright. I want it to be slightly long, I think. I hope. I'm actually just gonna strip it now. There we go. We go over like that. Bring it over. Right. And then I grab right there. Bend it down. Make sure it's pointing the correct direction. Wow, that was terrible. He pinched it so bad. Okay. Pretty sure that's what that is. That was the worst possible plug I've done yet. This ain't gonna look anywhere near as neat as the other one, but there we go. That's I think that's correct. Shall we count just to make sure? Okay. So we'll count from this side. I'm looking at pin 21 VSS, which makes sense because there's the black line there. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yep, that's D7. Okay, we got that right. That's good. Some ways I kind of like that because it means I can push this one down properly if it pops back up, because it seems to do that a lot. In other ways I don't like it because of where it is. And the fact that that side's a bit dodgy as well. Okay. Either way, we got that one. So that's D7. And 6 is right next to it. So going there. So we will once again take another snip. Oh, that was terrible. I stripped it instead of snipped it. Okay. Yeah. If you guys want to keep saying stuff about Ekrixi, I'm checking the chat every second. I'm trying to think of other things to talk about regarding the lore and like what we're gonna do. I'm gonna figure out how that World Anvil hosting works and what the pricing ranges are. Whether I should just buy one from their straight site and like do it like that. Ooh. That was a really crappy burp. Okay. I'm just gonna try and force this in like that. See how far it goes in. Oh, brilliant. Nice. That worked. That worked better than most of them did. Okay. I think I just need to do this for every single one of these. Just like this, so... Ramming for that hole there, so 1, 2, 3, 4... Just go like that. And then we'll just sort of... It's just the most like way of doing things ever. It might actually make it look somewhat neater though. So I'm just sort of pushing him in. Oh god, that was no, that's wrong. It's never gonna work. Tear it back. Oh god, now I've got it way too short, I think. I do this and then go like that. Then try and plug it in, will that work? Yeah. That's still a bit dodgy. Maybe I'll just split. That one can go on the outside. There we go. It was getting a bit dodgy, so, you know, that'll work. Either one way or another, it'll work. Okay, can I do the next one with this one? Am I doing this with all of these? Yeah, so all the way to IO3, which is fun because D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. This is clearly... Actually, wait, what the fuck am I doing? D1, 2, 3. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. That's not how any of that looks. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. So no. That makes sense, and that makes sense because I'm doing it in reverse. Oh my god, my brain's dying. one should never let their brain die. You know, save you from yourself, sort of thing. Okay, so if we plug that in there, bend it down. Plug that one exactly where it's supposed to go. Go straight in. Brilliant. Easy. It's beginning to look a lot like, I don't know, wires. Yeah. Alright. Last wire, and then we're going to find the other, God knows how many pins. We're going there. That. Pull it out. Plug that in there and then just bend it over. Plug the other end in. And there, that's how you get that in. There. Now we're all through D1 through 3. No, D3 through 7. Now we just need D8. And this we'll probably need this for. Which is a bit annoying because it's a bit not straight. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's much nicer. Okay, let's just... There, nice. Okay, so that one will go in there. And then we'll have to find our other pins on the other side. It's IO1 to... Oh, wait. Really? It's right towards the end, so there's ground. It's those three there. Huh! So this is IO2, what we're doing here. So we'll go... like that. Cut it about there. I'm hoping that's right. Close enough. It's in. It's terrible, but it's in. Okay, next. I'm kind of starting to lose patience with doing all these damn wires. I just want to move on to the next step. For sure, wiring is fun, but it's also painful. Especially now that I gotta go from 3, 4. Oh wait, no, sorry. Yeah, no, like 2, 1, 0 on this side to just regular data lines. So we're just gonna try and guess with a bit more length. I guess I'd just sort of spitballing as to how much length I need. I'm not actually double checking. There we go, except that was dumb. Come on. In you go. In you go, son. Expert Mad Eye Moody. Oh no, I just lost my button. Oh, where the fuck did that go? Wait, there? I'm pretty sure that's where it went. Because there's a pin there going to nothing, and then there's that. So I think that goes there. I mean, honestly, it could go down here as well and be fine. I might just leave that there, actually. That seems like a good spot for it. No, that was probably the exact same spot for it. Yeah, I don't think I made this long enough. Here's a trick. Just see. How much longer? Just try this. Oh no, that came out. No, don't come out, please. You leave there. Yeah, so that's... Yeah! I wish. No. I'm gonna have to still cut that. But hey, at least I can just guess a bit better. We'll just try trimming that much off. The hard part is it's got to get over the jumble of wires that are already there. While also trying to connect in. That's why I don't mind if it goes to the one above. Instead. The one above may not work either. I just press them both in. There. It is sort of overlapping, but as long as the wires don't actually come out, it's fine. I've got to do the last wire in there. They are fighting each other a little bit. I think I will just take one of these again. Find the spot. There. That's in. Really, I wanted it to go like that. Which is fun. Hey. Break my brain! Alright. Done. Alright, excellent. We're in. I believe that's all of them. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's all of them. We now have a bus. Or whatever. I hope I never have to do it again. I know that's probably not true. I probably do have to do it again. But hey, who cares? We got it done for now. It's a good time. Wow, that was pretty much record time because I stopped caring about how perfect I was getting things because I wasn't getting it perfect anyway. I mean, look at the green wires. They looked terrible. All right.
On the microprocessor hooking to D0 on the EEPROM. So now whenever the processor
see,
wants to
he's
fetch
got
an
'em
instruction
down
from
pat.
the EEPROM, it can read from
And
any
he's not
address
doing
in
the
the
first
top
point, he's doing
half
the
of the
second
address
point.
space, and it'll be able to use these data lines, these blue wires, to read whatever data
I
the
can still
EEPROM
get that
spits
out,
out
though,
at
so
it.
that's fine.
So now let's program the EEPROM with some instructions. And maybe a good place to start is to fill the EEPROM with no-op instructions. So kind of where we started with the resistors hardwiring the no-op instruction, but instead we'll just have an EEPROM full of no-op instructions. And so I'm going to use Python to create an EEPROM image file, but I suppose you could use anything that'll let you create a binary file with specific bytes in it.
Oh, yeah, we got to do Python. Hold on. I need a... Ooh, okay.
I'm using Python because it's quicker and easier for me, but that has more to do with my personal familiarity with it than anything else. But anyway, I'm creating a byte array just full of hex EA bytes, and there's going to be 32,768 of them.
Okay, that's what we got to do. Because if anyone remembers, the EA byte basically is the indication for thing. We got to get a new piece of item first. I have it here. It's their programmer for EEPROM. I think it goes in this way. I think that's how it goes. No microphone. Don't do that. That one. So I think this is how it goes. I'm not sure where pin 1 is supposed to be. For all I know, it could be back here. Hey, look. Now I do that. No. Stop. Stop it. I need to tighten that a bit better. Either way, before we do that. That cable's quite short. There, it is now plugged it in. And my mic's falling out again. Give me a sec. I need to stop grabbing it by the cable. Unfortunately, I gotta actually grab it by here. But I don't. And that's pointing the wrong way, which is why it doesn't sound good. There you go. Now it sounds better. And now I have, oh, bright blue light. Oh, love me some of that. Okay. Before we get to that, though, we need to go here. And I need to go... where do I put my code again? Code... Vim... Alright, no, actually, we'll make a folder first. Ah, gosh. It's hard to type when everything's offset to the left because I've got all my, electronic stuff here. Make the 6502 code. Get in actually cd get init dot oops I should have done this ages ago. We just configure git for this thing. I don't know why I did this, but AULT branch main, not master. Master's the old one, although it's technically the default for Linux, which is funny. But we're not developing Linux. We're developing thingamajigs, and for most things, main is now default. Init.default branch main. There. Alright. rm-rf.git ls-al. Yep. Alright. Git init dot. Yay. Git status. On branch main. Yay, we're on a branch called main now. That's the main branch, you know. That does mean most of my branches, I think. I've just looked in this freaking box of wires, and I've noticed one's red in the blue section. That's just wrong. There's also a blue in the yellow section. That's better. Had to fix that. All right. Now. All right. Vim. Yeah, I'm going full command line here. So we want make rom.py. We're gonna copy this bit for bit. Rom equals byte array. OXEA times 3278. Wait, hold on. That's going to be continuing for that.
Last video, I'm using the EA hex because that's the opcode for a no-op instruction. So when the processor reads that EA, it'll do nothing and just move on to the next byte. So nothing but EAs don't make for a very interesting program, but at least it is a valid program. And then I can open a file to write it to. WB means write binary, and then out file will be the file handle. And then I can just use out file to write.
No!
I
just... I don't want to do that. With open... Right, binary as file dot write ROM. I'm guessing that's what it is.
And that'll create a binary file called rom.bin with exactly 32,768 hex EAs.
And that's not right. I went 3278.
32,768 bytes long because that's how big the EEPROM is. So
32.
EEPROM. Now if we save that and run it, that'll create a rom.bin file. And if I dump the contents, you can see it's just full of EAs. And it goes from 0 all the way up, and the star just means the rest of the file is the same as this line. So it's just a whole bunch of
no,
EAs
it didn't
all the way up to
work.
8,000.
Why didn't it work? It's 34 degrees. Oh boy. Yeah. So what we are looking at, what I was doing here was I was setting up a code repository for just regular 6502 code. Apparently this make rom.bin is not working. I don't know why. I don't know if it's... Is it... Alright, hold on. Have I written this right? Have I missed anything? If you want to see there and there. Okay, so he's written a byte array of OXEA. Have I done this with the right brackets? I believe I have. It was 40 here. Bro, that's not too bad. I've had worse. I've had 45. That's typical Australian weather in summer, but you know. It's not summer now, and it is pretty warm today. You might notice I'm wearing a t-shirt, and winter hasn't even finished yet, which is weird. Hey, you learn to live with it. I like the heat. Anything up to 35 degrees is really fucking good. I like it. I'm a little bit out of it when it gets hotter than that, because then it just gets draining, and all I want to do is sweat. But yeah. Well, Australian heat, actually, believe it or not, because the country is so large in size, it depends on where you are, how the heat is. Where I am in South Australia, it's a very dry heat. So it's super dry. Like, droughts are common around here in summer, especially if you have El Nino like 6 times in a row. Well, 4 times in a row, I think one of them was. But yeah, droughts can get pretty common here. And they introduce water restrictions and shit like that when you do that. So you can only use so much water. You can't water your garden and shit like that. Yeah, all that sort of crap. But like, if you go up north, right, in South Australia, it gets more and more humid. So like the top of like Brisbane and shit like that, it's pretty bad. Like you just, it's a sweat box basically. It becomes a sweat box in summer. And quite often I hear on the news all the time that there's flooding there and shit like that, because apparently that tends to happen. We get droughts, they get floods. But yeah, no. So it really, the heat, I think, really depends on where you are in the country. Like southern end is hot and dry. Northern end is humid, and you know Sydney and shit's like somewhere in between there. It's not particularly dry, but it's not particularly wet, sort of thing. It's just you get days of both. It's rare for a humid day to happen here in South Australia, though. I'll admit that. Even in winter, like our wind is dry. It's a dry, cold wind. and as a result, it's biting. It's so much. It seems so much colder than it is. Although right now, like I said, it's currently the last month of winter, August. So, yeah. So June, July, and August is our winter months, right? It's the 13th of August, and we reached a top of 21 degrees, which is not really normal for winter, but you know, you get it. I mean, we did have a weird tidal season. Our weather in Australia is very hooked to the tide, to like the tidal season, El Nino and La Nina, and then there's the up northwest. There's the other currents over there that also the Indian currents or whatever they're called, that cause changes in our weather. So you know, it's time for debuff. I wish I was debuff. I got no muscles, whatever. Look at this shit. There's nothing there. Like, bruh. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, I'm looking at this thinking, what the fuck have I done wrong? With open rom.bin. Oh, wait, it's rom comma bin, isn't it? Did I do that? No. No. Oh, I see. There it is. That's the problem. Oh, wait. What? No, I don't want to encrypt. There we go. All right. Now if we do Python make rom. Yay, we have rom.bin. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but if I go here, look, rom.bin. Right there. We've created rom.bin. And if we cat it, yeah, it's just question marks because it's binary. And that's binary. Look at that. That's a lot of question marks. It's like, I don't know what this instruction is, but it's not a regular text character. It's just nothing but binary. Look at all that binary. All right.
It's a 32K EEPROM.
Yeah.
So now if we save that and run it, that'll create a rom.bin file. And if I dump the contents,
oh, I could just use
you can see
hexdump.
it's just...
Yeah. If we go, do I have hexdump? What is that? Do I have something poking my freaking... Oh, it's this stupid Type-C cable plugged into the tower. I think I'm going to shock. Mine is shocked by it. Type-C cables can be dangerously uncomfortable when they touch the skin. Ow. Okay. Do I have hexdump? No. Oh, hexdump. Yeah, I do. So, C rom.bin. Yeah, I got the same as what he's got. There you go. EA Games. Challenge everything. No.
full of EAs. And it goes
It's
from
funny how
0
EA
all the
is
way
like
up
the
in
null
star.
byte.
Just
It's like
means
the
the rest
do
of the
nothing
file
thing.
is the
Because
same
EA
as this
does
line.
nothing. Ayo! Alright. Enough
A whole
computer
bunch
programming
of
jokes like
EAs,
that.
all the way up to 8,000 hex, which is 32,768. And so when we put this on the EEPROM, this is going to be address 0 on the EEPROM through...
Okay,
well,
now I
actually
gotta
address
remember
7
my
FFF.
EEPROM read
But
is
when we put
different.
that on
What
the
is this?
EEPROM,
It's
remember that the
D48.
processor is
Okay.
actually going to fetch those bytes from address 8,000 through FFFF. Because the EEPROM is only active when A15, that top address line, is active.
Okay, give me my EEPROM
Okay,
stuff.
so let's get the EEPROM programmed. So I'll put the EEPROM in the EEPROM programmer here. And this is a TL8662 plus EEPROM programmer.
Mine's not. Mine's a T58. Okay. So here's my EEPROM. Here's my C922. Here's my EEPROM. He put it towards the end, not the front. In which case, I shall do the same and hope it works exactly the same. No, that's not the end. That's the end. Oh, that slips a lot. I guess it's got to be wide so it can support multiple different kinds of EEPROM. And it's locked. That ain't coming out. Nice. All right. Back to the right. How do we do this?
Which seems to work pretty well. And it comes with Windows software, which will let you write a file to the EEPROM.
I'm not
But
using
there's also
Windows
this
software.
open source Mini Pro software that works with...
Yeah, I'm using Mini Pro too. Mini Pro. Hold on. Before we do that, work out what my command is.
Mac or Linux. So I can just do mini pro, tell it what type of device I'm using. In this case, it's an AT28C256 EEPROM, and then tell it to write the rom.bin file.
Okay. I need to do a little bit more than that because I'm using a T56 and that requires a specific flag. So man mini pro. What device do I need to tell it to use? Or maybe not. Maybe I don't. Maybe because it's the only device that exists. Yeah, it's Q. Okay, so Q and then T48. This is the T48. Yeah. Alright, in that case, I'm probably just going to... Hopefully, it's going to use whatever's there. So, why don't we just try using it like this anyway? Mini Pro-P AT28C256. That is what I have, right? AT28C256. I hope that's the same. Yes, it is. It's exactly the same. Aren't I lucky? Okay, cool. Where's my... How do I turn the torch off my phone again? There it is. Okay. Got it. Alright. AT28C256-W rom.bin. Bang. Woo! I have the wrong firmware for my thing, but it's failed. Use -U and try again. What does -U do? It tried it. Okay. I'll try that then. It's still failing. Alright. How do I make sure this is working?
And there it goes.
His works
it's programming
fine.
the EEPROM with the contents of that file full of EAs.
This is not good. Have I got this around the wrong way? No, I got the pin at the top. He put the pin at the top, didn't he? Didn't he? No, he put the pin the other way around. Hold on. I did this wrong. I hope I didn't damage the EEPROM by putting it backwards. Apparently, I hope this will work. All right, let's try this now. It's writing code. It still failed. It still failed. Okay, can I update the firmware for with Mini Pro? Mini Pro update T48 firmware. I think this is what I have to do. I don't know where my Mini Pro thing is, but no, that's not it. Alright, let me just check eta.net. I'm pretty sure that'll give me it. This is the fun part. I'm trying to write all zeros to my code and it doesn't even want to do that. It tried to get OXEA and got OX7E, which I think is the wrong way around. I don't know. Yeah, let me go 6502 computer. I could try and buy his old. Let's make program blink.s blah 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 wasmon. Oh, okay. MiniPro -P -UP. Alright. MiniPro 28C 256. Alright, so he's using a set of different commands. -UP. ROM-bin. Let's try that. Let's try that. Is that gonna work? No. It's not working. Hello, Ben Eater. Can you tell me why this is not working? Alright. Man. Man Mini Pro. What's the capital P do? I hope I haven't fucked up this capital O, capital P. So it's telling it to protect, unprotect, and reprotect. It's failing the verification. It's a 28C256, but it is technically an AT 28C256. I don't get it. Don't get it. I do not know what's wrong with this. Its verification is failing. If I tried to do that, don't think that'll work, but yeah, overcurrent protection. Okay, nope. I may have just no. Okay, so I have that. Alright, T48 programmer Mini Pro firmware. Updating firmware. Good God. Oh my God. Okay. Can I have the English version, please? Yeah, so this is XGECU. Universal Programmer. And T48, where's the firmware? Um... Hmm. Okay. Application software. What the fuck is this website? I don't even know what I'm looking at here. This is just a freaking... Ah! That's the IC supported list. Is it this one? Universal Manual DIY for C51. What the fuck? Alright, can I have a look at this? I bet that it's XG Pro or Mini Pro. The hell? Update.dat. Good God, I don't know what that shit is. Support lists. C48 support list. No, that's not it. Manuals Mini Pro? 6? Nah, that's bullshit. That's not what we want. XG Pro. Okay, yeah, I think I just have to download the setup. Yeah. 1267. Is that one newer? Yeah, that one's newer. I'm thinking my firmware's fucked. If it's not the firmware, then it's something else. I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna see if the firmware is in here somewhere, and if I can find. Wow, fucking Mediafire. Holy shit! How long has it been since I've used fucking Mediafire? Jeez, I didn't even know that still existed. Fucking hell, man. Wow. That's fucking weird. Alright, let's see. Not good. Extract. Documents code 6502 because I don't want to move. Alright. Alright. Let's just use my thing. So run Una. Alright. So code. There it is there. Let's. And with. Why does it have to be a RAR file? Okay. Extract. Create new folder. I don't know, we'll just call it triple T. Extract. Here we go. All right, let's see. Can we find the NAND? Update T48.dat. Is that the one? Update 2.dat. All right, update T48.dat. Yeah, there it is. All right. Okay. Mini Pro dash F. This is the T48. Yes, it is. The fuck? What? Apparently that didn't work. Oh, T48 firmware update not implemented. Fuck! I can't do updates. I can't write to this thing. I might need to buy the old one. Because I don't have the ability to run this, because that's an executable. That's why I extracted it, and yeah. That's really fucking annoying. In other words, the only real way I can do this is borrow my dad's laptop or desktop and do it with my dad's desktop, because that's the only thing that has Windows. Why do they have to do that shit? Why can't they make things simple and work? I was hoping it would just work. But apparently not. I'm guessing it's the firmware that's the problem. What if I tried this not here, but in my powered hub? Don't know if that'll work, but yeah. Try it in a different USB. That'll work. If not, well, we can all go home sad. I'll have to find a solution to this off camera, because I'm not troubleshooting this too long. It's in. Wait a minute, this says I see that way. I think I know what I did wrong. Let's try that. Alright. Let's just cd ... cd ... Okay, that seems to be working this time. Did I just have things plugged in the wrong way?
Emotional damage.
That sucks. I hate this. Ah! Sorry, I'm rejecting that, Mr. Quintet. I apologize. But I can't do push-ups during this one. I didn't realize that. I apologize. But my push-up camera is currently my desk camera. And while it's my desk camera, I do not change it back because it won't be in focus. But yeah, I figured out how to do this now. Yay. Yay for me. All I have to do is there. Look at that. All right. Now we've got the problem fixed. I can get rid of all this. I don't have to worry about the firmware. I have the firmware. I'm not going to bother updating it though. Okay. I need the clock. I need the clock. Where's my clock? Need to work out where the clock is. B sub phi 2 NC RWB ready sync. Is that it? I think that's it. Could be NC. Is there a table of what this shit is? No, that's the instruction set table. That's not what we want. Alright, maybe if we go back up where the pinouts are. Alright, here we go. Address bus enabled, interrupt request, memory lock. No connection, non-maskable interrupt. Phase 1, phase... Alright. What? There's 2 clocks? I think it's Phi 2 then. If that's the case. Alright, where's Phi 2? Pin 37, that's 4 pins in from the top. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's there. So I believe that's where the clock should be plugged in. If you look at where I've got it here. I'm hoping that's where it goes, because that's where I'm guessing it is. Hopefully it's not Phi 2O, which is pin 39. Either way, I think we've got it now. We've got the...
And there it goes. It's programming the EEPROM with the contents of that file full of EAs. And now let's try it out. I'll put the EEPROM back in the circuit, and I'm going to hook up the Arduino Mega like I did in the last video. So I'm hooking up all 16 address lines so we can monitor.
Yay. We're going to have to hook that up. Okay. Well, luckily, I have it here. All ready to get up. I've got to remember which way things go. Okay, that's the 16 address lines. Then, oh, crap.
Like I did in the last video. So I'm hooking up all 16
I got to remember which way he started from. Pretty sure that's ground. We go there. Something. And then these. You. Oh, this is kind of soft. I've got to plug these in. Not only do I have to plug them in, I have to plug them in when there's no room to plug them in. Which means I've got to push wires out the way with the pins. Ah, there's no way. I don't even know if I got this in the right spot. All this to detect EA. Oh crap, I just bent a wire, yay. I bent me DuPont. Why? Because these wires are stuck. One's in. I think I did this wrong. This is never gonna work. Oh, I flipped them around the wrong way as well. Not only have I bent a wire, I've fucked it. I want these two wires first. You go in, please. I hope. Fuck. That's tough. Get in there. Please. Too many wires here. Yeah. I believe that's all of those. Yep.
Address lines, so we can monitor exactly what the processor is doing with them. So those are the
Jeez, I forgot which way that goes. Looks like the green wire he has on the outside, so my yellow wire goes on the outside. So I believe we're going that way. Flip it round. What? Yeah, so the green wire we have goes to the yellow wire. Yep. Possibly right next to it. If this is wrong, I'm gonna be so annoyed. But I'm fairly sure the grey wire is there. Yep. You guys probably will see a massive pink color of wires. Okay. I think that's where that goes. I don't know because I had the wrong freaking data sheet out. And I can't remember which ones go where. Alright, okay.
16 address lines, and then I'll hook up all 8 data lines to the Arduino as well, so we can see the
So he starts from that side. Fairly sure he just goes. No, wait, that's wrong. What the fuck? Oh, no, it's not wrong. Alright. I believe they're all in. I could be wrong. But, hey. Alright, now I need the Arduino thing. What's the bet that that won't run? Oh, it does run. Okay, cool. Kill that. Alright. Let's let that breathe. For a bit. Oh, wait, yeah, we have these clock pins as well, don't we?
data that the EEPROM is outputting. Then I'll also hook up the read-write signal so we can keep an eye on that, and the clock signal so the Arduino knows when to sample.
Brown one is my red one. And that looks like it's going... I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing... He said clock. Okay. I don't know what I've done, but it's not working. Have I done this right? I'm not getting anything on screen. We reset. No, it's not changing. Oh wait, that might be because of this. EA! It's reading EAs! Yay! Ooh, did it? Did it just... No, it didn't. I don't know if you can see this, but look at this. EAs. You probably still can't see it, but there's the EAs. EAF, EAF, EAF4. Yeah, it's because it first started looking for... Where is it? Why did I get E2 EA? That's a bit weird. What if we reset the thing and then we try again and watch it? Wish I could zoom in on this. But no. Best I can do is this. We can watch it. Alright, we'll reset. FF. EA, there it is. And now it just keeps reading, keeps reading, keeps reading, keeps reading, and it's never-ending EAs. We have a computer that can have memory. It has memories, permanent memories, that it will never forget. And all it remembers is nothing.
Let me hook up the clock module here. This will let us slow down, pause, and single step the clock. And then I'll connect the power. So make sure we connect the power here between the clock and the rest of this. And connect a ground here, common ground from the Arduino. Connect that somewhere. And then we can power it all up.
I am getting bouncing.
Now, if I use the same Arduino program from the last video and open up the serial monitor, we can see the processor is reading EA bytes from somewhere and seems to be executing them. So now I'll hold down reset and stop the clock, and then we can single step through the initialization. So first I'll clear the output here, and I'll step through, and then the first 7 clocks are initialization. And then we should see it reads from address FFFC
whenever it drops
and FFFD. And remember from the last video, it does that when it first resets to get the address to jump to start executing. Now since it reads EA and EA, then that means it's going to jump to address EA to start running code. So if we advance the clock again, we see it goes to address EA and it reads an instruction. And of course, EA is the no-op instruction. And so it'll just keep fetching and running those EA no-op instructions, at least until it gets to the end of the EEPROM at address FFFF. But so far, this is basically what we're doing in the last video. It's just that instead of hardwiring all of those EAs as just with those resistors, we're reading them from the EEPROM.
Is mine wrong? Try that again. Hold on. FF EBE1A. FFFC FFFD EA. There it is there. Then it runs straight to EAEB. Yep, that's good. C D E F and then EAF. Yeah, there we go. So then if I switch this to non-stop, woohoo! It's just counting. It's just counting. Look at this. And all you can see in this is this. Blink, 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 blinks. Alright, let's just stop that so we don't break that thing, because I'm still concerned about that. But yeah, I can skip ahead and keep going. Yeah, boy. Alright, and with that, I know it's.
But let's make a
bit
change
early.
to the EEPROM and see what happens.
Oh,
So the first thing
yeah.
I'll change is let's have it start executing at the beginning of the EEPROM instead of address EA. And to do that, we'll have to change those addresses at FFFC and FFFD, which right now we're
Yeah.
reading EA and EA, which is giving us the start address of EA. So to do that, here after we fill up the ROM with EA bytes, what I can do is overwrite it with something else.
Okay, I'm gonna move that.
So I can say the ROM at
to-
address 7FFC should be
Four.
0, and then ROM at address 7FFD.
Okay. Okay. Here. All right. All right. CD documents code 6. Code. All right. Vim make rom.py. Okay. ROM OX 7FFC equals OXOO. ROM 7FFD equals OXOO.
Should be 80 hex. And this is where we
Oh.
have to be careful.
Wait, really? What? Why does that have to be 80 hex again? This is where it gets weird. Because 080 is not.
Careful not to confuse ourselves. We're setting position 7FFC and 7FFD of the ROM to these values, but because in order to enable the ROM, the processor also has to set that A15, the top address bit, to 1. These values will actually appear to the processor at address FFFC and FFFD. And then the values here, 00 and 80, the processor is going to interpret that as address 8000, and so that's where it's going to jump to start executing instructions. But of course, address 8000 to the processor is really address 0 in the ROM and in this file that we're creating here. So actually, with just this change, let's give it a try. So I'll save this and run the Python program to regenerate the file.
Okay. All right. I'm going to skip ahead and pull the ROM out. My trusty pliers. Oh no, I just pulled some of the wires out too. This is the danger with this shit. I'm gonna do that. Try and pull this back this way a bit more. I don't really care if it pulls out the 6502. As long as I can access the EEPROM, it's not a big deal. And then, so the mistake I made before was it actually goes here. You look at this, you can't really see it. Do I have a torch? That doesn't really work either. Hold on, can I? Yeah, it's got a little marking there on the right side. It basically tells you, I'm trying to dimmer. Yeah, there's a little marking there on the side that tells you exactly which way the chip should go, and I didn't realize that. So I had it down here, facing the other way, when it should be facing the top, like this. And I'm gonna pull that out. Right? Plug this in to the same plug. Double check to see whether Arduino hasn't detected this as an Arduino. You never know. Alright. And then we're just going to go rerun that. Whee! It's writing. You can see the double thing. And the right is correct. Alright. Now we can plug this off. And pull that out. Now this would have started getting garbage the moment I unplugged it, but hey, who cares? It goes in there like that. Lining up this negative with the breadboard. And there we go. The thing is in, and now we can go back to my desktop. Reset. Test. Oh, it would help if I plugged the thing in. Okay. Alright, now. Clear this. Clear output. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why isn't this working? Oh, here we go. I think that's working. FFFD, FFFC, FFFD, 80 EA 801, and now it's going for it. Yep, I believe that's correct. I believe that's what we want. Awesome. All right. And if we listen to this, we should be able to get that.
And now if we look at a hex dump of the ROM file, you see it's still mostly full of EAs. But now we changed these 2 bytes here at 7FFC and 7FFD, which of course will appear as FFFC and FFFD to the processor.
Yeah,
and then the processor is also going to read this address, 0080. It's actually going to read that as address 8000 because the 6502 processor always reads addresses with the low order byte first, followed by the high order byte. So it seems backwards, but this is a relatively common way to store addresses, and it's the way the 6502 processor stores addresses, and it's you'll often see it referred to as little endian, which just means that the low order byte is stored first. So let me fish the EEPROM out of there, and then we'll reprogram it. And so I'll just run the programmer again to write the new file to the ROM. There it goes. And now let's get the ROM back into the circuit. And so I'll reset everything by starting the clock up, holding down reset, and stopping the clock so we can walk through the initialization. So I'll clear the output here, and then I'll step through the first 7 clock cycles to initialize it. And then on the next clock cycle, we can see when it reads from FFFC, it's getting a 00. And then when it reads from FFFD, it's getting an 80. So now in the next step, it should go to address 8000. And there it goes. It goes to address 8000.
Yep, that's exactly what mine did.
It's reading
Perfect.
EA there, because that's what the rest of the EEPROM is filled with. And of course, if we just keep going, it's just going to keep reading those EAs like before. Cool. So now let's try writing a program that does something a little more interesting than just a bunch of no-ops. Because at this point, the processor is going to try and execute any instructions that it finds, starting at that address 8000, which is really address 0 of the ROM. So let's try feeding it some different instructions. Well, if we look at the datasheet for the microprocessor, it's got this table.
Before we do this, I'm going to say that's enough for now. So remember, we are at 15. We'll go 15.
Let's try feeding it some different instructions.
Yeah, we'll go 1530. All right, so echo 30 yt.txt cat yt.txt, and there we go. Now we got 1530. Awesome. Now I'll know where I am, even if Firefox forgets it. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna call it a night. So it's time to start packing up, I believe. So this is good. Arduino helped. Thank you. I hope I never have to reconnect you again. I probably will. Oh. Let me pull these pins out. And disconnect the power. There we go. We're all good with that. That one goes in there. Okay. And we can get other one and put all the other spare stuff in there, like the clock and the thing. And also disconnect the power off of that. Okay. This goes away. And the power cable for it too. Keep the power cable for it. The only power cable I keep out is this one here. The pin one that goes in there. That's because it's easier for me to do with. Ah. Yank that out. Yank my scanner cable out. But hey, cool. I've got a program that does nothing. Not quite as interesting as Hello World, but you know, it's getting there. Goes up there, and these go in this box that I have here. All my spare wires and stuff in here to relax. I may just plug the EEPROM program in there as well, actually. Why? Because why not? It fits, and I like stuff stored away correctly. And I'm kind of getting sick of keeping leaving so much crap out. Let me just try and at least get all this stuff in so it's semi-secure. Yeah. There we go. The wires there. This cable in there. And this can go like that, I guess. Excellent. If we run that like that, I run that. Done. Pick that up. Face cam it. Yeah, cleaned up. Almost. A little bit of dirt there, but I'll deal with that later. Okay. Then the wires and whoa, we're losing, we're rising. Gallifrey rises. Something rises and it's not my dick. All right. Alright. With that, don't know if there's anyone there to raid. For Twitch, let's see, is there? We have a few people. You know what? I'm gonna say for these ones, I'm not raiding anyone. Why? I don't know. I just don't feel it's right to raid anyone when I'm not playing a game and they are. So you know what? Actually, I could just raid someone. Nah, I don't know. We'll just leave it for this one, I think. See you, Death. All right, see you, everyone. Unless anyone has a request to raid anyone in the next 5 minutes. I've left a piece of wiring here. Oh well, I'll put that away later. But yeah, nah, I'll just, yeah, I'll just bugger off, I guess. Bye!